Hey team, welcome back to Curious Modeling. So far, we've talked about how data can help us find the right people, build strong teams, and help folks grow. But now we've got to ask, what happens when people start disappearing? Or more specifically, how do we see that coming before it's too late? Because turnover isn't random. It's usually the result of trends, pressure, bad systems, or just a lack of opportunity. And you'd be amazed at what the data says before someone sends that 2 week notice. Let's dig into it. So, turnover analytics sounds intense, right? But it's actually very simple. Common turnover flags. They're overloaded and nobody notices. They haven't had a career conversation in forever. A new hire comes in making more than them. Their manager changes and trust never builds. They feel stuck in a role with no clear path forward. And no, it's not always about money. Sometimes people just want momentum in their careers. So, turnover analytics. Sounds intense, right? But it's actually very simple. It's all about using data to understand why people leave, who's at risk of leaving next, what we can do to keep them, if we should. The big goal, not to stalk people or play Sherlock Holmes, but to see the warning signs and fix the real problems before they blow up. Most companies already have the data sitting there, like buried treasure HR data, salary changes, years in role, promotions, engagement data, survey scores dropping like a roller coaster, feedback data, exit interviews, comments like no growth here, behavioral data, spike in PTO, late night emails, meeting fatigue. On their own, these aren't smoking guns, but together they tell a story, and usually it's loud. Here's the wild part. We already know some of the big predictors. The data just proves it. Common turnover flags, they're overloaded and nobody notices. They haven't had a career conversation in forever. A new hire comes in making more than them. Their manager changes, and trust never builds. They feel stuck in a role with no clear path forward. And no, it's not always about money. Sometimes people just want momentum in their careers. A software as a service team lost 3 people in 1 quarter. HR was like, wow, must be a recruiting issue. Turns out the data showed overtime was off the charts. No feedback or growth conversations had been logged in months. The team's engagement had tanked after a reorg. Their new manager never onboarded properly. The problem wasn't that people wanted to leave. The problem was that nobody had paid attention until they did. That's turnover analytics. It's not fortune telling. It's noticing the pattern of pain before it turns into a goodbye email. Let's step back for a second. Keeping great people isn't just the right thing. It's just good business. Replacing an employee costs 1.5 to 2 times their salary. Customer experience takes a hit when teams churn. High-performing employees leaving equals innovation loss. And let's be honest, nobody likes working in a revolving door. So yeah, retention analytics isn't just a nice HR project. It's infrastructure. There are a few ways companies build insight here. Key risk score. People in this situation have left 5 times more often than average. Team health scans. This manager's team has 3 times the turnover rate. Maybe it's not a coincidence. Flight risk dashboards, ethical if used correctly, dangerous if weaponized. Big rule, these are not to call people into HR and say, we know you're leaving. They're there to fix the system, not the person. Here's the line we don't cross. It's not about predicting when James is quitting. It is about noticing the conditions that push lots of talented people away. People aren't predictable like weather patterns. Analytics should help leaders improve, not punish individuals for being human. Spot teams with unhealthy workload patterns. Flag roles where turnover is way higher than average. Identify pay compression when new hires make more than experienced ones. Coach managers or redesign roles. Create growth paths. Before people feel stuck, if you help people feel seen, respected, and growing, guess what? They stay. All right. Next time we're talking about a topic that sits right at the intersection of data and justice. Diversity, equity, and inclusion analytics. It's not just about hiring more people. It's about building a system that supports everyone, not just the top of the org chart. That's episode 9. You do not want to miss it.